Life, in its ceaseless motion, can often feel overwhelming and disconnected from our inner selves. We navigate a world filled with constant demands, endless noise, and a relentless pace that can leave our spirits feeling weary and unheard. In these moments of quiet desperation or loud confusion, we all sense a deeper calling, a faint whisper from the core of our being that yearns for something more than just survival. This is the call to a spiritual life, a way of being that seeks not to escape the world, but to engage with it more fully, with more presence, awareness, and compassion. A spiritual view does not erase hardship, but it provides a gentle light to guide us through the darkness, offering a profound sense of calm purpose. This journey is not about adopting a complex new religion or undertaking an arduous pilgrimage to a distant land. Instead, it is about cultivating small, intentional habits in the fabric of our daily lives. These practices act as anchors, grounding us in the present moment and connecting us to the wellspring of peace within each of us. This essay will tenderly unfold 10 simple, practical ideas. Each habit is a gentle step, a single thread that, when combined with others, creates a beautiful tapestry of a more meaningful and centered existence. We will explore how these small shifts can lead to transformative changes in perspective and well-being. The promise here is not one of perfection, but of gentle progress. It is an invitation to be kinder to yourself, to listen more closely to the needs of your own heart, and to see the world with eyes open to wonder and grace. The ideas presented are universal, transcending specific belief systems, and speaking to the shared human experience of seeking meaning and connection. In the constant external focus of our daily lives, we often forget to turn our gaze inward. Personal reflection is the sacred act of pausing to meet yourself where you are, to listen to the quiet narratives of your own mind and heart without judgment. It is about creating a small, quiet space in your day to simply be with your own thoughts and feelings. This practice is like holding up a mirror to your inner world, allowing you to see yourself more clearly. When you take the time to ask simple questions like, what did I experience today? What did I learn about myself? You begin to unravel the patterns of your own consciousness. This self-knowledge is the foundation upon which a conscious and intentional life is built, enabling you to make choices that are in true alignment with your deepest values. The beauty of introspection is that it requires nothing more than your willingness to be present with yourself. You can begin this practice in the simplest of ways, perhaps by setting aside just a few moments before you go to sleep. Instead of letting the day's events swirl chaotically in your mind, you can gently guide your attention to a single observation. You might choose to write down one sentence in a notebook, a single line that captures a key feeling, a moment of gratitude, or a small insight you gained. This simple act of documentation creates a record of your inner journey, showing you over time how you have grown, changed, and navigated the currents of your life. Consider the story of a busy professional named Maya, who felt her life was a blur of meetings and deadlines. She constantly felt stressed and disconnected from herself, as if she were an actress playing a role rather than the author of her own life. She decided to try a small act of reflection each night. Before bed, she would write down just one thing she was grateful for from the day. At first, it felt trivial, but soon she found herself actively looking for things to be grateful for during her day. A colleague's kind word, the warmth of the sun on her face, a moment of quiet focus. This small ritual slowly shifted her entire perspective, helping her see the goodness that was already present in her life and making her feel more grounded and centered amidst the chaos. While the spiritual journey is deeply personal, it is not meant to be a solitary one. Human beings are fundamentally wired for connection. We thrive in a supportive and nurturing community. A community acts as a shared hearth. Gather for warmth, share our stories, find strength in togetherness. Trusted relationships let us be vulnerable and authentic. We are met with acceptance and understanding. Sharing joys multiplies them. Sharing sorrows divides them. In a world that can feel isolating, cultivating deep connections is a spiritual practice. It reminds us we are not alone. Community appears in many forms: formal spiritual or religious groups, book clubs, Volunteer organizations, close-knit circles of trusted friends. The key is the quality of the connection, not the structure. Find people you can share honest thoughts with without fear of judgment. Opening up creates a bridge of empathy. That bridge strengthens both people. Simple, heartfelt conversations remind us of our shared humanity. We see our struggles and triumphs in others. Think of Arthur, an elderly man who lost his wife and felt adrift. His days were long and silent. His daughter encouraged him to try a gardening club. He hesitated but went. He listened as others talked soil and seeds. One day he shared a story about a rose bush he and his wife planted. That small sharing opened a door. Others answered with their own stories of love and loss. The club became his community. He felt seen and heard. Building connection requires a small, courageous step. Reaching out. Move beyond pleasantries and ask questions that invite real sharing. Instead of, "How are you?" ask, "How are you really?" Then truly listen. That shift can turn a casual chat into profound connection. Action. Call one friend or family member this week and ask, "How are you really?" Listen with your full attention. They are small, conscious acts that we repeat with intention, creating a sacred rhythm that gives shape and meaning to our days. A ritual is not just a habit, it is a habit infused with awareness and purpose. These practices can be profoundly simple: a moment of quiet reflection before the day begins, a specific way of preparing a cup of tea, a short prayer of gratitude before a meal. Their power lies not in complexity, but in consistency. By regularly engaging in these grounding acts, we signal to our minds and bodies. It is time to pause, to breathe, and to connect with a deeper sense of peace and presence. Over time, these small anchors can keep us steady, even when the seas of life become turbulent. The purpose of a daily ritual is to create a container for mindfulness in an otherwise distracted world. This consistency helps to train the mind, much like physical exercise trains the body. When you start each morning with 1 minute of slow, deliberate breathing, you are not just taking in oxygen. You are setting a tone of calm and intention for the entire day ahead. This small investment of time pays enormous dividends in clarity, focus, and emotional regulation. A simple ritual acts as a gentle reminder to return to the present moment, the only place where life truly unfolds. It is a way of honoring the sacredness that exists within the ordinary. Imagine a young student named Chloe, who suffered from intense anxiety before exams. Her mind would race with what-ifs, and her body would be tense with fear. She decided to create a small pre-exam ritual. 10 minutes before each test, she would find a quiet corner, close her eyes, and simply focus on the feeling of her feet on the ground. She would take 3 slow, deep breaths and silently repeat the words, "I am calm, I am prepared." This simple, repeatable act didn't magically make her anxiety disappear, but it gave her a tool to manage it. It provided a moment of grounding that allowed her to walk into the exam room with a clearer mind and a more centered spirit, helping her to access the knowledge she had worked so hard to gain. Action. Try this for 1 week. Every morning before you do anything else, sit for 1 minute and take slow, deep breaths. In our modern lives, often spent indoors and surrounded by technology, we can easily forget that we are a part of nature, not separate from it. Making a conscious effort to connect with the world outside, whether it's a vast national park or a single tree on a city street, is a powerful spiritual practice. A walk among the trees, the sight of a boundless sky, or the sound of flowing water can instantly clear the mind and soothe the soul. Nature has a way of putting our own problems into perspective, reminding us that we are part of something much larger, more ancient, and more enduring than our immediate concerns. This connection to the natural world helps us to feel a part of a grand, interconnected web of life. When we take the time to truly observe the world around us, we witness the effortless cycles of growth, decay, and rebirth. We see the resilience of a flower pushing through concrete, the persistence of a river carving its path through stone, and the quiet patience of a tree standing through all seasons. These observations are not just beautiful, they are teachings. They show us the nature of life itself, its constant change, its inherent strength, and its cyclical beauty. Consider the story of David, a man consumed by grief after a painful breakup. He felt trapped within the four walls of his apartment and the circular thoughts in his head. A friend urged him to go for a hike. Reluctantly, he drove to a nearby trail. As he walked, he began to notice the small details. The intricate pattern of moss on a rock, the sound of a woodpecker in the distance, the way the light dappled through the leaves. His focus slowly shifted from his inner pain to the outer world. He felt the solid ground beneath his feet and the fresh air in his lungs. By the end of the hike, his grief had not vanished, but it felt lighter, held within a much larger context. Nature had not offered him a solution, but it had offered him solace and a broader perspective. You do not need to embark on a grand wilderness expedition to experience this connection. The practice can be as simple as stepping outside for 10 minutes during your day. Action. Spend 10 minutes outside today. Simply look around and silently name 3 beautiful or interesting things you see. Our emotions are not our enemies. They are messengers from the deepest part of ourselves. Feelings like sadness, anger, fear, joy are a natural and essential part of the human experience, providing vital information about our inner world and our relationship to the outer world. A crucial spiritual practice is to cultivate emotional awareness, the ability to notice, name, listen to our feelings without being consumed by them or immediately trying to suppress them. So often, we are taught to push away uncomfortable emotions, to put on a brave face and pretend everything is fine. The practice of emotional awareness invites a radical shift in our relationship with our feelings. Instead of fighting them, we can approach them with gentle curiosity. When a strong emotion arises, the first step is to pause and acknowledge it. You can do this by silently naming it to yourself. This is anger. I am feeling sadness right now. Labeling creates a small space between you and the emotion. In that space, you're no longer completely identified with the feeling. You are the one observing it. Think of Sarah, a young mother who often snapped at her children. She felt immense guilt afterward. She began practicing emotional awareness. Next time the knot of irritation rose, she paused. In that pause, she silently said, "I am feeling overwhelmed." Naming showed her the anger was about exhaustion, not the children.
Mommy needs a quiet minute.
This practice isn't about analyzing or judging. It's allowing emotions to be felt in the body without resistance. Feelings are energy. They need to move. When you let yourself feel sad, grief can flow and release. When you acknowledge anger, you can ask what boundary was crossed or what need isn't met. Treat emotions as wise messengers. Learn their language and heed guidance. Compassionate attention to your heart is self-love and a key to living with grace, wisdom, and authenticity. So, the next time you notice a strong feeling arise today, pause and name it out loud or in your mind, saying, "This is..." Holding on to anger, resentment, past hurts is like carrying a heavy bag of stones on your back every single day. It drains your energy, clouds your mind, and prevents you from fully embracing the present moment. Forgiveness is the spiritual practice of consciously choosing to set that bag down, a profound act of self-liberation that frees your heart from the prison of the past. Forgiveness is not about condoning the harmful actions of others, nor pretending the hurt did not happen. It's not necessarily about reconciling with the person who harmed you. Rather, forgiveness is an internal process, a personal decision to stop feeding the painful story and release its grip on your life. Letting go does not mean forgetting. It means remembering without the sharp, painful, emotional charge. It is a choice to reclaim your power and your peace of mind. Refusing to forgive keeps you energetically tied to the person or situation that caused your pain, letting them occupy space in your mind and heart, rent-free. That ongoing resentment only hurts one person, yourself. By choosing to let go, we cut that cord and redirect our precious life force toward healing, growth, creation of new positive experiences. It makes space within us for joy, love, peace to take root and flourish. Example, James, who held a deep grudge after a business partner cheated him out of a significant sum. For years, he was consumed by bitterness. He replayed the betrayal daily. The anger soured his relationships and damaged his health. One day, exhausted by his own bitterness, he realized he was the one suffering most. He sat down and wrote a letter, never intended to send. He poured out all his anger and pain onto the page. At the end, he wrote, "I forgive you, not for your sake, but for mine. I choose to be free." In that moment, a lifetime of tension began to dissolve. Letting go is a practice. It takes time and patience. Be gentle with yourself. Start small. Think of a minor hurt, a careless comment from a friend, or a frustrating moment in traffic. Bring the memory to mind, acknowledge the feeling, then choose to release it. Say to yourself, "I recognize this hurt, and I choose to let go of this burden now." Section 8. The Purposeful Path. The meaning found in service to others. One of the most profound truths of a spiritual life is that we find ourselves by losing ourselves in the service of others. A life focused solely on our own needs and desires can ultimately feel empty and isolating. Purpose and meaning are not things we find by looking inward alone. They are things we create through our actions in the world, particularly through acts of kindness and service. Helping another being, whether in a large or small way, connects us to our shared humanity and reminds us of our inherent value. It shifts our focus from our own problems to the needs of others, and in doing so, often provides a powerful new perspective on our own lives. The joy that comes from giving freely is one of the purest and most fulfilling experiences available to us. Service does not have to mean grand, heroic gestures or a lifetime commitment to a single cause. The spirit of service can be woven into the fabric of your everyday life through countless small, simple acts. It can be as simple as offering a genuine smile to a stranger, holding a door open for someone, or sending a thoughtful message to a friend who is struggling. It can mean actively listening to a colleague who needs to vent, helping a neighbor carry their groceries, or offering your seat to someone on public transport. These small acts of kindness create ripples of positive energy that extend far beyond the initial gesture, uplifting not only the receiver but also the giver and any witnesses to the act. Imagine a retired woman named Helen, who was beginning to feel useless and invisible. Her children were grown, and her professional life was behind her. She decided to volunteer for just 2 hours a week at a local animal shelter, simply to walk the dogs. The act was simple, but its effect was profound. The unconditional love she received from the animals and the gratitude she saw in the eyes of the overworked staff filled her with a renewed sense of purpose. She was no longer just a retiree. She was the person who brought joy and exercise to lonely animals. When we serve, we step outside the narrow confines of our ego and participate in the larger flow of life. Look for one small opportunity today to be of service. Your day and your life will be richer for it. So, do one small, unexpected act of kindness for someone today, such as letting someone go ahead of you in line or sending a kind text message. Section 9. The Ever-Expanding Horizon. A gentle conclusion on growth and hope. The journey of facing life with a spiritual heart is not a destination at which you one day arrive. It is a continuous, unfolding path of growth. It is a gentle process of becoming. Small steps, moments of insight, a persistent, compassionate curiosity about life and your place within it. Some days will feel bright and clear, filled with a sense of connection and peace. Other days will be challenging and cloudy, where these practices may feel difficult or distant. It is essential to remember that both are part of the path. The goal is not to achieve a state of perpetual bliss, but to learn how to navigate all of life's seasons with greater awareness, resilience, grace. Be kind to yourself, for you are a work in progress, and that is a beautiful thing to be. As you begin to explore these habits, the most important first step is simply to begin. Do not overwhelm yourself by trying to incorporate all 10 practices at once. That is a recipe for discouragement. Instead, read through them with an open heart and choose just one that resonates with you right now. Perhaps it is the idea of spending 10 minutes in nature, or the practice of writing one sentence in a journal each night. Choose the one that feels most accessible and inviting to you. Commit to trying just that one small action for a week. Notice how it feels. If it brings a small measure of peace or clarity, keep it. If not, you can gently let it go and try another. Remember that the aim is not perfection, but presence. It is about bringing a little more intention and a little more kindness into your days. A life lived spiritually is simply a life lived with attention. It is noticing the warmth of your morning tea, truly hearing what a friend is saying, feeling the ground beneath your feet, and acknowledging the emotions that move through you. These small moments of presence, woven together, create a life of profound depth and meaning. They are the seeds from which a more peaceful and purposeful existence grows. Trust that every small, conscious step you take is making a difference, even if you cannot see the full result immediately. So, let this be a gentle and hopeful invitation. An invitation to start small, to be patient, and to approach your own growth with the same kindness you would offer a dear friend.